Hi guys, this is Gadgetman 404 and I'm flying my Hubsan X4 Desire, or another word, the H502e. Now at times it looks like it's working really well, but it's supposed to have altitude hold, and as you can see it's going up and down. Now I'm just flying it around this field, so bear with me people. This video is about a 7.5 minute flight, but I wanted you guys to see the beginning of the video and the end of the video, and then you could perhaps give me some help on what you think is causing this issue. Now I've done the calibration, I've even recalibrated the transmitter. Then you have a problem when you have to bind it to the quad, so you have to press the video key when you switch it on and then it will bind. I've done all of that, calibrated, reset the gyros and recalibrated the transmitter, and it seems to be in a world of its own. Now it's quite calm, not a windy day at all. I had 11 satellites when I took this quadcopter up, and at points in this flight you think, oh yeah, everything's working well, and then other points you think, well actually it's not working that well. I've been told this can fly up to 500 meters and 350, and then you have to think about return to home, and that was by Quadcopter 101. He sent me an email yesterday about this. Now watch what happens in a few seconds. I'm only about 20 odd meters away, and there you see, and then it loses direction and it's like it's not got control. But look, I'm not even far away. I'm 20-25 meters away, and there's no way I can fly this 100 feet, never mind 350. I want to. That's one of the reasons I bought this quad. It's portable, it's got a nice camera. GPS is the main reason I wanted this quad. I wanted a GPS quad with return to home that is portable and not going to break the bank, and this quadcopter meets all those criteria. But there's something not right with it. Now I don't know if, how do I find out people? How do I find out what software version or what firmware I'm running? I bought this literally 3 days ago. It was delivered on Thursday. It's now Sunday afternoon. How do I find out what software I am running, and then how do I install new software? Please people, comment. Don't just like it or dislike it. If you've got information, if you know how to update the firmware, or let me know how I can check what firmware I've got. I might have the most up-to-date firmware, but I found a website last night called Drones for Life, and there's loads of firmware updates that you can use for this quadcopter. But he did say it depends what kind of board you've got. If you're on the old version you'll probably brick it, but if you're on the new version you probably won't. Now because I bought this literally a week ago, maybe I'm on the new software, I don't know. But then again, just there you see, I'm banking round and there, and look how I'm literally there. I'm not that far away, and it seems to be losing a connection. I notice on the transmitter, 1 minute it's telling me I'm 25 meters away, the next minute it's telling me I'm 0. So I don't trust what information it's given me. Maybe it's not right and accurate in where it's saying I've got 6 or 11 satellites or whatever, but whenever I've taken off it's always been over 6. It's either 8, 10 or 11. So I don't know what's going on. I'm coming low because all I want to do is go low, and I want to do return to home. This next part of the video is going to be when I turn around, I do return to home, and it looks like it's going to work, and then just something happens. Don't know if it's this one. It's probably not at this point. It's a bit later on in the video, at around about 6.5 minutes or so. But I'm only going, this is telling me, my transmitter's telling me from this point to me is about 25 meters, 20-25, and there it's like it's losing reception. So there's no way I'm going to push this 100 meters away. I mean, it's so like it's like out of control. And yet I'm only that far away. Look, you could throw a stone at it. I'm not far away. And yet it can't handle what I'm asking it to do. And it's very, very strange. I've watched loads of videos on this quadcopter and everyone says how good it is, and no one's ever said about a bad experience. And now I'm finding loads of people having issues with this quadcopter. The new firmware is supposed to help with the GPS, make it more accurate, stop toilet bowling. When I do return to home, it goes straight into toilet bowl. And yet when I fly it normally, it's fine to a fashion. But when I do return to home, that's when I have my issues. So I think this is the next bit where I fly to me. I'm just coming up to me. Please be patient, people. That's the main reason I'm even doing a voiceover on this video. I've already uploaded this video once, and I'm gonna take it off and put this one on because the other one didn't have voiceover and it was 9.5 minutes long, and this is 7.5. Now this is where I start to do return. I want to do return to home. So I'm going low. I'm only not even 50 meters away from me, and I'm going to hit return to home in a minute, and you'll see when it's hit return to home because it'll rise on its own. There you go. So return to home mode has been initialized, and it's turning to face me. It's a little bit skew with, and now it's flying backwards and spinning round and nearly hitting the floor and completely out of control. And yet in return to home it's supposed to face you and then fly in a straight line facing you, and it started to face me, then it sort of turned to the right and went off. So that's why I want you to watch this all the way to the end and try and help me figure out what is going off. If you know how I can check the firmware and help me to maybe update to different firmware, I really appreciate it. This is Gadget Man 404 out.